Visit ShaviZanesGuidance.com if you want to purchase any of the products that I have created. I have 6 different decks for you to choose from: Ancestors Money, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and Madam C.J. Walker. I also have the Spiritual Cleanse, where you can cleanse your energy every time you take a shower. It consists of frankincense, myrrh, Palo Santos, and sage. You can also order my miniature altars. You can get my book full of channeled messages, and order your Straight Outta Religion hats and t-shirts. You can also get a 15-minute, 30-minute, or 1-hour session over the phone with me, where you can ask as many questions as you'd like. So definitely check out the description box as well as the comment section to book your services and to purchase your products. All right, so I want to get a message from the ancestors before we jump right in. What do the divine ancestors want us to know at this time? So this says, we heard your request and we are working on it. Okay, we heard your request and we are working on it. So if you've been wondering, okay, is this communication that I'm having with my ancestors working? Are they hearing me? Are they, are they moving on my behalf? Absolutely. Okay, they heard your request. They are working on it. Now, obviously, for the card to come out through the declare and decree, speaking on clearing out unhealthy addictions, codependencies, and pleasure-seeking behavior patterns, that can be an overactive sacral chakra. It may be something that you're doing a little bit too much of, and they're needing you to address that, do the spiritual work to clear it, and to become more consciously aware of yourself so that you can start to redirect your focus, or, not be as fixed on whatever that thing is. It could be a literal addictive pattern, as far as like substance, or it could be just doing something too much, overly sexual, or too much social media, whatever it is, too much eating, whatever it is. They want you to balance that thing out, because that's going to help them with this request, okay? So let's see. What is the message today, y'all? This deck is thick, so bear with me. What is the message today? I'm so glad that the sun is shining. It feels so much better when I can get some sunlight. I've been doing a lot of sun gazing. A lot of sun gazing. So let's see here. Okay, so the root chakra comes out first. Yeah, the root chakra. It's the first card out. Okay, so you may want to work on your root chakra. Let's see. Then we have a win-win outcome is forecast and assess the situation. A win-win outcome is forecast and assess the situation. Something is going to be balanced out regardless of which way you sway, okay? The scales are balancing in your favor because you have been doing the work. So this is justice working out in your favor. So you don't need to worry. Now, as far as assessing the situation, you're being called to look at something a little bit more closely here. So let's clarify, assess the situation. So you have avoid drama. Okay, so you may be called to look at something a little bit more closely and realize, like, okay, it's better for you to be in the space of solitude right now because it's helping you to maintain your peace. It's helping you to avoid some form of drama here. You may come to the conclusion that something is better off left behind, or someone is better off left behind, because it allows you to avoid drama, whether that's workplace, friendship dynamics, romantic, whatever the case may be. Let me see. I'll get one more for assess the situation. So this says material harvest. So it feels like if you look at this from a different vantage point, you might be able to see where this could be beneficial. Withdrawing your energy right now, redirecting your focus is actually going to enhance your material harvest here. This is like the Nine of Pentacles. So you're going to begin to see the fruits of your labor here. It's showing a closing out of an old cycle that might have been a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more of a distraction here. It might not have been like crazy chaotic in your life, but it could have just been something that was a distraction that was leading you down a pathway that was not in alignment with the one that you should be focused on, that would allow you to collect your harvest or enjoy the fruits of your labor here. So a win-win outcome is forecast. There's balance here. You're going to see something coming to fruition. I want to clarify material harvest. Ooh, that's too many cards, y'all. Oh, well, look, this is the last one that I picked up. So it's literally here twice. Okay, nothing happens by chance. Material harvest is here twice. That's a big deal. Okay, that's a big deal when it comes to your wealth. You may not see this coming. You may not see this unfolding for you, or you could have been in the dark in terms of what might have slowed it down. But I can see where the more that you assess the situation, you'll realize it was directly connected to things that was just a distraction here. Your wish fulfillment. This is wish fulfillment here. Look at that. Positive movement forward is what flew on the floor. This is moving into a much more calm and free-flowing energy, y'all. Okay? So out of the turbulence, out of the chaos, out of the up and down energy, and into something more stable that is actually going to increase your financial flow. So if this is what you've been asking for, when you've been communicating with your spiritual team, your ancestors, asking them to assist you with your finances, this is going to happen for you. This is a shift that is happening for you as long as you really evaluate situations and make sure that you avoid drama. Don't allow certain things to become a distraction here. So the root chakra coming out makes a lot of sense as your first card, especially when we're talking about finances, because that is the card that deals with your security. Okay, how stable do you feel? How secure do you feel? So maybe some of y'all was in a headspace of lack mentality for some time because you were distracted. But things are balancing out here. I feel like you are definitely doing the work to realign your energy. Some of y'all are spending a lot more time alone. You might have decided to really just check out from everything. I know that has been what I have been doing lately. It's like completely checking out. Of course, I'm still doing the personal readings for you all, but in terms of like communicating with anybody, I've been keeping that at a minimum, okay? Because sometimes you just got to check out so that you can check in and really do some deep diving and to redirect your focus towards your passions, okay? So people that care about you understand that, right? People that have a healthy mindset understand that. Especially if you might find that there was certain people that you was surrounding yourself with, that it was some form of drama there. Let me clarify. Avoid drama. That's clarified by watch for signs. See, your spiritual team, that's why the other card said assess the situation. They want you to be very, very particular about who you allow into your energy. Very, very particular. Because they're saying, like, look, certain situations might throw off your nervous system. Okay, we are electrical beings. And if your nervous system is off, then the energy that you're projecting out into the universe is not balanced. It's very staticky. And so it'll be hard for you to even pick up on the signs and to hear the channeled messages if you're aligned with people or circumstances that activate drama mode, okay? So your spiritual team definitely needed you to realign your energy here. I'm also picking up that during this season of cultivation right here, you want to be very mindful of what you watch too. I know a lot of times watching drama films or watching maybe clips on, like, you know, social media where people are crashing out, or they're, you know, this person done killed that one over there. And, you know, your spiritual team is like, right now, let's pump the brakes on that just for a minute now, okay? They're trying to get you on a particular frequency, because what you are desiring, this is not small, okay? This harvest right here is not small for it to come out twice. And they need you to do your part to keep your energy balanced. So in all ways, they want you to avoid drama. Let's see. So you have the third eye chakra. Listen to your intuition, spiritual insight here. You are being divinely guided, and your signal, your receptivity will be that much stronger when you have internal peace. What do you need to know right now? Power, okay? You're very powerful. I feel like something is being activated within you here. Your gifts are being activated. It feels like you're going to be able to tap in a lot more freely as long as your energy is lighter. The receptivity is that much better. So, yeah, you're going to see a lot of signs and synchronicities now that you have taken your power back. Let me see something. I'm going to pull from a different deck real quick. I want to clarify this card that says watch for signs. Let me see. The synchronistic number so far, we have the number 8 and the 9. So if you've been seeing 888, 999, that's also a sign for you to be aware of. Watch for signs. It's clarified by spend less time worrying about your appearance. You're enough. Okay. These signs are reminding you that you are on the right track. This says don't stop living your life because of someone else. I feel like what they're saying is certain signs that you get in particular connections, because this card did clarify the card of avoid drama. You're going to get certain signs, or you're going to feel certain things in your spirit that just doesn't sit well with you, that makes you feel like, or it might influence a feeling of questioning whether or not you're good enough, or influence a feeling of distraction where you're not as focused on the things that you love, because it says don't stop living your life because of someone else. Watch for signs, watch for indicators, watch for red flags that tell you like that's just not the right direction, or that's just not the right person to be interacting with. So I'm going to take one more for watch for signs. Your spiritual team, they're very much so protecting you, and they want you to be hyper vigilant in like really protecting your own energy, especially during this season of cultivation. So you have here, try not to resist the changes that comes your way. Don't delay the inevitable. And then you also have do not give up because something did not work out right away. So they want you to keep going, okay? They recognize that, yes, you have gotten some distractions along the way, and that's normal on the journey, okay? There's going to be different things, people, distractions that's going to try to come in and just throw you completely off course. But they're saying redirect your focus, get back on track. Don't give up. It might have been slow. It might have felt like the harvest was slow coming in, or things slowed down. They're like, don't get distracted by that. That's only a part of the illusion. Remember, you are a spirit. You are a soul having a human experience, okay? So that's the main thing. Don't get distracted with what your natural eyes see, because that is the greatest illusion. They want you to focus. What does your spiritual insight tell you? Your spiritual eyes, third eye chakra. What do you see from that vantage point? Okay. So now let's see. What else do they want you to know? I want to look at this material harvest, because this looks really good. Material harvest coming out twice. That's too many. But we do have the law of attraction. I don't know. I might take it. The law of attraction with the seek healing card. Okay. You're attracting this wealth into your life. The more that you heal, the more that you attract, because your energy is more receptive to wealth, is more receptive to expansion, is more receptive to new creative ideas, partnerships, and things of that nature. When you're unhealed, you're in survival mode. You see what I'm saying? When you're unhealed, you're in survival mode. It's no different than having a wound in the 3D. If you got an open, gaping cut and you're bleeding, you ain't about to sit down and paint. You're not about to go over there and knit. You're not about to create a song. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be in survival mode. You're going to be focused on stopping the blood, surviving through that. So this is definitely saying the material harvest will come into your life once you are healed. So they're saying to seek healing. Let me clarify. Seek healing concerning what? Some of y'all are in the process of doing that now. Seek healing is clarified by releasing, okay? They want you to just release something. It could be releasing control, releasing unhealthy emotions. Again, releasing unhealthy addictions, codependencies, and pleasure-seeking behavior patterns. That could be the main thing, the main factor for you all. The very thing that needs to be released in order for you to be in attraction mode, magnetic mode, to call in this great harvest that you have been planting seeds towards, okay? They want you to release. I'm going to get a card for releasing, just to be sure or clear. Releasing says cut your losses. So it's like if something just didn't work out, you just say, okay, I'm going to move forward. Move forward. Keep going towards the sun, towards those things that feels light, towards those things that bring a high vibrational energy to you. Cut your losses. Let it go. Okay? That's what they want you to release in order to be on the frequency to attract all of this wealth that you have been asking your ancestors to bring into your life. They said, we heard you. We heard your request and we are working on it. But they also want you to do your part here in the 3D. And your part is very minimal in comparison to what they're doing in the spiritual realm, because they got to chop all that extra stuff up that you don't see. But in the 3D, of course, it's not always that easy to navigate because you got different things that's going on, certain things that's pulling on your emotions, and it's not always easy to deal with these things, but you do have the tools. You do have the Most High Mother and Father. You do have your spiritual team. You're being called to release, to heal, to get on the right frequency, to attract this beautiful harvest here, okay? It's great. It's plentiful. Let's see. I want to clarify all unhealthy addictions, codependencies, and pleasure-seeking behavior patterns. That's too much. I want to clarify that. Anything they want us to know concerning the unhealthy addictions, codependencies, and pleasure-seeking behavior patterns. Look at that. The sacral chakra. What I tell y'all, is causing an overactive sacral chakra. Okay? Whatever these things are that you're doing habitually, you're doing too much of it. It's causing an overactive sacral chakra. So it's impacting both your root chakra and your sacral chakra. So those are the two chakras that you want to put strongest emphasis on. Light your orange candles, your red candles, listen to your sacral and root chakra frequencies, maybe some affirmations, do your scribing, your writing, whatever you need to do. Get out there and get grounded, connect with your plants in house, whatever you are doing to ground your energy and to balance your sacral chakra. Let me see, what can you do to balance out the sacral specifically? What can you do? And of course, you can get a personal reading with me, okay? It's invest in yourself. If you want to dive deeper, if you still have questions and you're still confused, we can go deeper. These are general readings. So a one-on-one will really get you what you need, okay? We can really dive deeper and see what's blocking you and what can you do to unblock the energy. But of course, all I can do is bring the message, and it's left up to whoever, reaches out to do the work, But the sacral chakra, what can you do to balance your sacral chakra right now? It says intuition. So they want you to really tap into your intuition, focus on your spiritual work. Let's see. Get silent, turn inward. What can you do to balance your sacral? I have fulfillment of wishes. So they want you to do those things that align with your desires. Now we have 999 here. Do those things that align with your desires. What brings you fulfillment that's healthy for you, though? What brings you fulfillment that's healthy for you? Some of y'all are being called to cleanse your energy, okay? Because there's a lot of water surrounding this person. Cleanse your energy. You can always purchase my spiritual cleanse. I am waiting for some more bottles so that I can ship them out to y'all, okay? So for those of you that are waiting right now, Amazon need to get on their stuff. Once that gets here, I'll get those packaged for y'all this week and ship them out for those of you that are wondering, okay? But yes, you may get your spiritual cleanse. You may take a salt bath, whatever you choose to do, but you need to cleanse your energy also. So you have let your fears dissolve, okay? That's another way, but there's water yet again. Another way to cleanse your, there's a card behind that. Okay, it says embrace the flow of life right behind that. So they're just wanting you to go with the flow. Don't try to force anything. Don't overdo anything. Just go with the flow and let your fears dissolve, clearing out all fears. You might write on paper, I destroy and clear all fears known and unknown in spirit and in flesh. I destroy and clear all fears known and unknown in spirit and in flesh. They want you to just go with the flow. Don't try to control the narrative. Matter of fact, I feel like that was the very first message that came out. I said something similar to that when we first got started here. But yeah, don't try to control the narrative. Just go with the flow. And that's going to help you to not be so hypersensitive to things to the point where you have to seek something outside of yourself to distract you or to feel less anxious in that moment. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, an example would be people that smoke cigarettes. They don't realize that they smoke a lot because it relieves anxiety. They actually have anxiety, but they haven't addressed it. So in that moment, that cigarette calms them. And in that moment, they think that, you know, okay, that anxiety is being soothed or that fear is no longer as active, but it's a false sense of pleasure, temporary measure to suppress something that needs to be addressed and purged. So they want you to focus on clearing your fears. That's what's going to help you to balance your sacral chakra, going with the flow, focusing on those things that align with your wish fulfillment, cleansing your energy, and releasing all fears. So let me see here. What else? I'm going to put these cards back, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to pull from my Diary of a Spiritual Black Sheep deck. Of course, you can get this deck off of my website. If you find it resonates with you, it's full of channeled messages, give you direct messages on what you need to know. So let's see. So this says, it's better to ask for help from others than to carry the load alone. You've given much of yourself, and now it's time to allow others to reciprocate the energy. Release the burden of overextending yourself to ungrateful individuals. You may have held on due to emotional codependency. Allow the truth to be seen so you can move forward and attract what is rightfully yours, okay? So it could very well be that now it's time for you to just, you know, take your hands off of it. Stop overextending yourself emotionally to people or financially or physically, your time, your whatever, and pour that into yourself. Not only pour it into yourself, but anticipate and expect that now others are going to start pouring into you, and recognizing that you've already given a lot of yourself to other people. It's their turn now. The ball is in their court to give to you, to take action towards you, to reciprocate all of the beautiful things that you have attempted to do for them. So you're also being called to take your hands off of it in a sense where not everybody is going to have the heart to give back to you. Not everybody is going to have it in their heart to want to nourish you or to, be there for you, or to take action towards you as you have done for them. So accepting that and saying, okay, now it's more for you. Now you get to give more to yourself, more to your vision, so that you can see the harvest come through. So let's see, I'll take another message. This says, you are looking great and feeling even better. A judgment call has been made on your behalf against those who kept you on a karmic cycle of pain and stress. No longer are you held captive by the traumas of your past. New exciting opportunities are presenting themselves to you. And yes, there are a few who are jealous of this shift because the karmic scales now balance in your favor. Isn't that what we got when we saw the card of a win-win outcome as forecast? Okay. And I was telling you all about how the scales is going to balance regardless, whichever way you sway, you're going to get what is inherently yours. Okay. The karmic scales now balance in your favor because you have been doing the work. And yet you might have gotten distracted along the way. You might have engaged a little bit in some certain things, or been emotionally involved in certain things. But it still didn't deter you from being a good person. It still didn't take away from your integrity. It still didn't take away from your desire to stay on the path. Okay. And so because of that, you still get rewarded. But also at the same time, those who intentionally did not see your value, or who intentionally tried to bring harm your way to be a distraction in your life, they also get their portion. So the scales balance. Either way it goes, the scales balance for everybody. So let's see. Anything else you need to know at this time? I think this is going to be a shorter message today, y'all. We'll see. See, this says golden path. Okay, golden path. So this says direction towards divine, soul's calling, higher purpose, follow your intuition. You're on the right track here. You're definitely on the right track. It might not have been easy. It has not been easy here, but you've made a decision, a firm decision to stay on the pathway. And this is why you're being rewarded here. You know you have a higher purpose. And that's why I was saying, when you're on this pathway, you don't know what you're going to run into, who you're going to run into, who's going to try to be the perfect distraction, what snakes are going to come slithering out of the grass here. But you're still focused on the purpose. That's why reward happens for the chosen, because you have a divine mission, knowing that, there will be challenges on the pathway, but you don't veer away from it. Yeah, because you may come, I feel like you did come across people that was two-faced here, ugly on the inside. And I feel like, yeah, that was a distraction for a time, but it actually helps you to grow. It says, yeah, I feel like whoever this was, they tried to get you in a clouded space here. Okay, this is speaking on out of touch with reality, head in the clouds, unrealistic fantasy, misled by illusions. I feel like this person tried to distract you on your journey by creating illusions for you, whoever this person is. Very ugly energy. But you also have, this is your energy. You're a divine being. And that's why they, you got a lot of people that's going to be jealous of this, because people can bring their representative to the table, but we know the difference between the real and the fake. Okay. Yes, there are very good props out here, right? There's a lot of, sometimes it's hard to tell real gold from fake gold, or real diamonds from fake diamonds. But if you have an eye for it, it's no mistaking it. You see what I'm saying? Or eventually it's going to reveal itself. Eventually you're going to know, because it's going to start to fade away, right? It's going to start to change colors on you. It's going to start doing something, chipping or something. And it's like, hold on, this can't be real. So over time, people's true colors show. They can come in all glossy and pretty and make it seem like, they have the best of intentions, but eventually that mask is going to start to come off here. But you chosen, you are true. You are true to this. You ain't new to this. You true to this. Okay. You've done this many lifetimes before, and these karmics have tried to trip you up many lifetimes before. So you're not new to this, but you are true to this path. Okay. You are true to the divine mission. your higher purpose, your soul's calling. So this says eyes like ancient gateways, accurate perception, insight, and awareness. You see everything, okay? It's not a whole lot that can get past you. Even if you blind your eyes to it for a temporary period, yeah, you still see past it, okay? Your spiritual team ensures, and that's why you had the cards that were saying, assess the situation, and the other one, I already put them back, y'all. But the other one was saying, watch for signs, okay? So it's like you see things. You don't, as long as you're not overly fixated with what your natural eyes see, you will always be able to gauge what a person's intentions are when you are looking at them through your spiritual eyes. And so this is you, unshaken in the presence of chaos. Okay, unshaken in the presence of chaos. Yes, you had to go through a lot, but you created a safe space for yourself to protect your energy. And finally, many of you said, that's it. I gotta take my power back. I can't keep allowing this to pull me into illusions and confusion. Somebody was trying to create illusions for you. Okay? So yeah, rituals and magic. People were doing spell work, trying to blind you, deter you from your pathway. Can't work, didn't work. Third eye chakra is here yet again. What's behind that? Blue lotus, expanding consciousness, spiritual awakening, third eye opening. I'm trying to tell you, y'all are too powerful out here. Your spiritual gifts are way too heightened for people to think that they can pull you in and keep you there. Okay, you might get a little distracted on a pathway, but trust and believe you get right back on it, because you will feel something. You will sense something. You will receive signs and synchronicities from your spiritual team. And this is why they said to avoid the drama, but also to avoid the addictive patterns, the codependencies and things like that, because these are things that will lower your defenses and create, again, static in your energy, okay? Disrupt your nervous system and things of that nature. There's that sacral chakra again, as soon as I'm talking about the unhealthy addictions. Same card that came out from a different deck when I clarified the card of unhealthy addictions. Now, many of you, if you know the chakras, then you know that, of course, if there's addictive patterns that you're dealing with, or you're doing something too often, it's because your sacral chakra is hyperactive, okay? But they want you to get into your creativity. They want you to get back enthusiastic about those things that you love. Transcend, okay? Rise above. This is speaking on beyond illusion, peace and joy, oneness, awareness, shift in perspective, transformation. Okay? You are a highly spiritual being. There's nothing that you can't alchemize and transmute. All of those other energies are just a distraction. But see, you got a lot of wealth that's coming into your life here. Many people could have been very jealous of your potential to really create generational wealth for yourself. This is speaking on a large sum of money, high value, high income, a windfall, financial success, prosperity, fortune, and wealth. Okay? You possess the gift. And so, yeah, you're going to have the last laugh in this one, chosen. Tables turn, projected fears and mockery turn into submission and obsession. So those people that tried to mock you, thinking that they had gotten you off your pathway, thinking that they had slowed things down for you, the tables now turn. Okay? And now they're going to be in the space of submission and obsession. Obsessed with you, obsessed with seeing where this pathway is taking you. Where are you headed now? What creative pursuits are you going to do now? How much wealth is your pocket watching? All types of stuff. Okay? But you are being called to allow your spiritual team to do what they do best. Okay? Because they're going to come in and put a machete on that ass. Okay? For those beings that keep on trying to mess with you. Despite your attempts to say, you know what, I'm just going to focus on myself. You're minding your business. Minding your business. Minding the business that pays you. But folks just want to keep bothering you. So time is up for them. Okay. The point of no return. This is the finality. Lights out. Okay. They can keep on trying it. Let them do what they do. This says magic in your hands. Natural talents. Creativity. Energy work. Some of y'all could literally be spiritual workers out there. Palmistry, infuse your energy into your work. You have the magic touch. And I always tell people, if somebody else can do spell work against you and reshape your entire life, then you know good and damn well, when you do spell work for yourself, when you do rituals on behalf of yourself, you will really enhance your experience here in the 3D and in the spiritual realm. You possess the power. If somebody else can affect your experience, then you most certainly possess the power and the authority to affect your personal experience. So you never give anybody else that much power. Yes, they will work up against you, chosen. Of course, it comes with the territory because of who you are. Because you chose to take the calling, there's going to be new levels, new devils, people that's going to be in opposition to you because they see your power. They know that you're a divine being. They're jealous of your light. All of these different factors, they will always try to come in to deter you, to test you, to be in competition with you. That is a part of the territory. But does that mean that it's going to influence you? Does that mean that it's going to have the power to stop you? Does that mean that it's going to have long-term impact on your overall well-being? Absolutely not. These are only temporary things because your spiritual team will allow some of these fools to come in and to do these things so that they can go ahead and walk themselves right into their own demise. That's all. So they might think that they're getting away with something. It's funny. It's humorous. Oh, la, 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 got the last laugh. And oh, the chosen XYZ, they got distracted and I slowed them down. This is an illusion. These beings, their heads are in the clouds. And this is why they're going to find out that whatever rituals they was doing against you, all of this is backfiring because what's really happened is your gifts, when I tell you your gifts are enhanced times 1,000, like you got damn near every card that came out to show who you are and whose you are. There's no mistaking it, okay? And so you are divinely protected. And again, the ancestors have already spoken. We heard your request and we are working on it. Trust and believe you're going to get exact. And I didn't even know this card fell out. You see this phone call that says communication, pick up, okay? Your spiritual team got the call. You took the call. And so great things are coming in for you, chosen. You have been able to transcend and overcome all of the foolery that others tried to send your way. And because of this, you are going to see great results in your life. So keep going. Avoid the drama. Turn inward. Clear out any unhealthy codependencies, addictions. I'm going to take a card so that I can pull a message from my book here. So this says 22. You see that? They're telling you, pay attention to the red flags. I know I said that verbatim earlier. Pay attention to the red flags here. They're going to show you, if you feel off, you're going to be able to sense it. Something is going to tell you, my nervous system, something just don't feel right. That's when you have to withdraw and take back your power here. So let's clarify the number 22, message 22. I'm going to read from my book. This is my book, Guided Light. It's full of channel messages. It's not meant to be read from front to back. It's meant for you to open and turn to whatever page you feel guided to turn to. In the back of the book, there's 56 random messages. So if you have a specific number that stands out, such as this number 22, turn to message 22 and read. So let's see. You can get this off my website, of course. So this says, do not give up just because your vision did not come into fruition yet. It's important to use every part of your journey as a learning experience so you can know how to handle delays. Patience is key at this point because there will be unexpected blessings that will come into your life as a gift for your perseverance and dedicated efforts. Continue to pursue that creative idea and work hard in silence. You will have financial success and help from others who are willing to bring your vision to life. Delays do not mean denied, so it is vital that you stay focused and enjoy the experience of cultivation. When I tell y'all this book is the truth, I'm not just talking mess, y'all. Okay? I sat down. I channeled these messages. My spiritual team laid them on my heart. You got to have this book as a part of your spiritual toolkit. I'm trying to tell you what I know. So that's my message for you all. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype up the message. Check the comments section for the link to my website. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, hype up the message. Let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. Check the comment section if you want the link to my website. There, you're able to purchase my products and book your personal readings, all through one link, okay? Let's jump right in. I'm starting off with the Declare and Decree deck. I have gotten these back in stock, so you can definitely order yours. Whatever comes out, you want to write it down on paper and burn it. Give thanks to the Most High and your spiritual team for helping you to clear the energy. All unhealthy addictions, codependencies, and pleasure-seeking behavior patterns are destroyed in spirit and in flesh.